Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays, the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. I thought that said continue, and I was about to lose my freaking mind, man. No, we've been playing alright lately. This could be a keeper run. It's a Polyon. That is close to a keeper run, but it's not a keeper run. And we start with Capricorn, thanks to our last Eden's Blessing. Thank God, 091ERR9S. Let's go. I'm excited. Apollyon. A regular character, like I can take or leave the character. Capricorn, great starting item, and the thing that makes Apollyon dope is the Void. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how much good Remote Detonator is gonna do for us with the Void, but is this a labyrinth floor? It's not. We definitely like won the lottery in terms of the starting items. Like Capricorn is one of the best possible items. Well, it's in the top, like, 5%, I'd say. There's a lot of really good items in this game, and sometimes I forget that. There's, like, at least a few items that can pretty much, if not win you the game, give you a great start, and this is definitely one of them. Like, this isn't your dad being Bill Gates, necessarily. This is, like, your dad being, he owns, like, 8 subways in your hometown. Like, you're gonna be pretty well off for your existence as a youth, and then you got time in your young adult years to figure things out, and let's be honest, on your 16th birthday, he's probably gonna give you one of the subways anyway, and even if you run it into the ground, who's gonna knock you out of business? Quiznos? They've been dropping like flies out here. Might not be true in all of the world, but Quiznos, you know, they made a big splash when they came to Canada. It was like we just had Subway and Mr. Sub. Mr. Sub was like, you want like a plain white bread ham sandwich we got from the grocery store, here you go. That's a little bit insulting, but they are a slight cut above that. So when we got Subway, it was like, oh my god, Subway, you know, we're really getting into the new era here. Then we got Quiznos, we were like, toasted subs, and then Subway said, hey, do you want to toast our subs? And we were like, yeah, with Subway, competition is the spirit of capitalism here. And then Quiznos was like, we didn't expect that. So ever since then, it hurts me deep in my soul because I was a Quiznos boy as a teenager. The Quiznos locations here have not been crushing it lately, confirmed. Either way, I'm running out of sandwich places, man. Quiznos is like, in Vancouver, at least it's derelict. Subway's trying to sue the Canadian taxpayer. Like, why is it just make sandwiches, man? Why does the business have to be so difficult? Now it's all about making those commercials where you got the weird little fuzzy animals going, eat Quiznos subs. I know you guys saw those when you were younger. Don't leave me out to dry on that one. The easy response would be for you to just type ... and then leave me thinking, oh crap, did I overstep my bounds? But I know you're going to respond to that one and not leave me hanging. Thanks for full health. Thanks for infamy. Thanks for the gift of infamy. 'Cause you're once, twice, 3 times a lady. I only know 3 times a lady because it's sung in Garden State, and I was into that movie in 11th and 12th grade. And then I watched it as an adult, and I was like, it's pretty good, but it's a little overly precious. It's, like, no offense, Zach Braff, you know, I was reading up on that movie nonstop. I was like, I hope it comes to theaters outside of NYC and LA, and then eventually it did, but, you know, I'm like, I'm not driving 2 hours to see Garden State, so I got it on DVD, and I was like, this is everything I can ask for and more, and then, you know, watched it as an adult. I was like, maybe this is a little too precious. But you're welcome to disagree with me on that one. We're gonna take a missing page, and we are absolutely gonna suck up this. Now, the danger, well, not danger, but the relatively bad thing about sucking up the, we want a battery charge quickly if possible. The relatively bad thing about sucking up this item is that it makes us want to use it on bosses, which means that we can't use it to suck up other items. So, you know, there's always that kind of pull in 2 different directions with Void. It's like, if you suck up good spacebar items, then you want to use those spacebar items in aggregate with one another on important rooms, or, you know, on any room for that matter. Which unfortunately usually makes it impossible for you to suck up items. You know what would be a really good synergy for this if we have the HP to make it work? Sharp Plug. Then we could use a full charge and pay 2 HP to get another full charge from 0 that we could use to suck up items after we finish the boss fight. You know, it's an interesting proposition. So we don't really want to suck anything up here. We might as well just take. And I do want consumables, but I'm okay gunning for stats. So let's go. It was a damage and speed upgrade, which is basically, to be honest with you, almost as good as it gets. It would be nice to have a tears upgrade along with it, but sadly we do not. So we will just proceed instead. One of those might be full health, but that might as well be dead to me at this point of the game. We'll grab this. And really, we're off to the races here. I don't know, yeah, it's one of those idioms I don't understand. Off to the races. I've never been to a racetrack. I feel like media has really done a bad job of representing the opportunities as an adult to go to a racetrack. Not only have I never been to a racetrack, I have never had someone ask me if I wanted to go to the racetrack. I don't know if horse racing is legal in Canada, like betting on horse racing at least. I don't know if it's legal. It's just a casino for horses, right? I mean, it's not a casino, like, that horses go into and go like, and they're like, sir, I recommend you stay. And they say, I also like to live dangerously from the first Austin Powers film. They're big fans of Mike Myers. But it's like, you go there and you bet on, it's like a gambling thing, right? Right, Ruka? The horse racing? Or do you go to appreciate the majesty of the animal? I don't know. I've been to casinos. Probably in my adult life, I have probably been to the casino like 10 times, is my guess. Like with the intention of gambling a little bit. But I always end up, I'm like the worst gambler. I'm not like a problem gambler, I just have a problem with gambling. Which is that, like, if I were to win $50, I'm like, this doesn't really change the quality of my life that much. And if I lose $50, I think to myself, I'm a piece of garbage. That $50, I could have bought, you know, I could have bought Prey. They didn't send me a code, they just sent me a moldy banana in the mail. It's insulting. But, yeah, that's why I don't think I'd make a good problem gambler. I'm not making light of the situation. I understand the neurochemical pull that, like, gambling can have on people. I'm just saying, for me personally, going to Las Vegas, I'm not insulting Las Vegas because I've done enough of that over the past year or something on, in these videos, but man, it's not a place for me. Like, when I'm in Las Vegas and I see people having fun, I'm like, how though? You got a Bud Light in your hand, it's 9 a.m., you're telling a story about how you lost $1,000. That's like the worst. You've created my own personal nightmare, because I'm a hipster and I need to drink craft beer instead of that macro brewery stuff. What do you take me for? And then also, 9 a.m., come on, dude, I'm a streamer, I sleep until late, and then you lost $1,000 and you got a smile on your face? I'm losing my mind. Anyway, we're gonna take this, obviously. I think we should take this as well. You don't really need to take advantage of that. We didn't go to our item room yet. That's slanderous, by the way. Not everybody in Vegas has that same experience. I know I go there for the shows. Well, that's sweet. You know, no complaints there. And every time I talk about Vegas, people go, NL, you're right. Vegas sucks. Or sorry, Vegas rules, but the strip sucks. And I'm like, you know what? I can understand that. I try to be more... Here's the thing. I'm well-traveled, but it's hard to be well-traveled without being smarmy. Because people go, you know, we came back from... And this lesson took me a long time to learn. Because I was still enamored with the fact that I could afford to buy a plane ticket now and then, you know? That's something that for, like, 13-year-old me is like, you mean I can just tell them I'd like to buy a plane ticket and they'll allow me? Like, I'm an actual adult? But, like, you know, Kate and I got back from E3, and people were like, what do you think about LA? We were like, LA's a shithole. I hate it. You know, there's no nature, and the traffic's horrible, and, you know, people are weird, and then you know, a lot of people were like, yeah, but I also thought, like, that kind of sucks, you know? What do I know about LA? I spent, like, 4 days there during a convention where, like, 1 million nerds descend on the city, and, like, you know, me and my kind stink it up for everybody else. And then I come back and I go, oh yes, Los Angeles. My travels have taken me there, and it's a shithole. You know, that's like, it's not really fair. I would be offended, and it happens all the time. People go to Vancouver, and you know, you see them talking about it, and they go, Vancouver, there's nothing to do in Vancouver. Well, there is stuff to do in Vancouver. You were here for like 2 days. You don't know what you're talking about. I went to Stanley Park, and I rode the SkyTrain, and that's it. TripAdvisor doesn't have anything else, so try to be more mindful now. I'm unabashed, you know, I hate the Vegas Strip, but I've never been to Vegas proper. I would not deign to insult the whole city without giving it its fair due. Like Boston, for example. I understand that there are people who like Boston. I've been to Boston enough times to now know it's not for me. Because I don't like people being rude to me and then later they give us a bill and go, you know, what's the tip gonna be? Not to be rude. I harp on the food service thing more than I probably should. We're gonna take number 1, even at the expense of our range. That's just not for me. I'm a Vancouver, Seattle, Portland guy, and I know that says a lot about me. Like, you can draw a lot of conclusions about my personality from that, and most of them would be right. You'd be like, hey, I bet you like paying $4 for a coffee, right? And you're like, yeah, I mean, I do. The most Vancouver hipster thing about myself that I'm loath to admit because it's such a great barb you can use against me is that one time I accidentally paid $21 for 3 cups of coffee. I'm gonna back up a little bit there. I was hanging out with my friend Corey, who streams. He's twitch.tv/FlackBlag. He plays PUBG and Isaac dailies, where he consistently beats my scores and gets me quite ornery. I said ornery, not the one that starts with an H and makes you think I got a big old boner, but I mean that too. But either way, he's a big coffee snob, self-admitted, and he's like, you gotta go to this place in Gastown. It's a district in Vancouver. Why is it called Gastown? I don't know, dude. I didn't name the city. It was like 150 years ago. Cut me some slack. I'm gonna give you some fuel to make fun of me. He's like, you gotta go to this place. It's called Revolver. And if you've been to Vancouver and you're a coffee snob, it's well known. One of the biggest like snob coffee roasters in the city, which I'm into. So anyway, he took me there and he's like, hey, it's my treat. I'll get whatever you'd like to get. And earlier in the day, he told me they had this thing called like a coffee tasting flight where they give you 3 coffees served at like varying temperatures, and then they, you know, explain to you like, oh, this one's got notes of blah blah. And I was like, you know what? That sounds novel, even if I'm a little bit. It sounds pretentious, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Let's give it a shot, right? And I got it, and then the bill came out for like our 3 drinks turned out to be like $30, and I looked at the bill and I was like, I'm sorry. I accidentally made you buy me a $21 coffee. I got him lunch to make up for it, but still, like, and you know what? I enjoyed it. Would I get it again? Probably not, unless it was like a very special occasion, because that's a ridiculous. And also, I was kind of like, this one's hot coffee, this one's warm coffee, and this one is cooler coffee. So it was kind of wasted on me to some extent. But there you go. There's your ultimate. If I ever insult you in chat, I am going to take Speedball as well. I want the shot speed since my range is lower. If I ever, like, single you out in Twitch chat and go, like, you know, blah, 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 this guy's a dummy, all you need to do is go, yeah, well, at least I didn't pay $21 for a coffee. And then, you know, I'm pretty much, what is it the kids say these days? I'm BTFO'd. I got bounced the frig outwards. That's what they say, I think. Either way, I think we want that. Let's go. Puberty, not a bad pill in hindsight. Wait, what's going on? There was something, maybe it was just a blood spatter in the bottom left there. But it's true, you know. I like the weather in the Pacific Northwest, and I like the people. Is there a level of pretension here? Absolutely. Is there a level of snobbishness? Absolutely. I think that's why I fit right in. Have you heard the conversations we have on the LSS? But I think I almost have, like, if I may toot my own horn, I think I'm a good Pacific Northwest resident because I didn't grow up here, and thus I have knowledge of how the world works outside of the Pacific Northwest, and that gives me, like, a bit of perspective that I think some people here don't have. Like, there are people in the Pacific Northwest that are like, don't houses cost $1 million each everywhere? And you gotta be like, nah. That is a very, like, some places in the world, admittedly, you can find some East Coast cities that do that, but that's pretty much like a Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco sort of thing going on there is paying like way too much money to live there. What do you mean it snows once a month sometimes? It's true. Outside of the Pacific Northwest, sometimes it could snow 3 or 4 times in a single week. I know it's crazy, but you know, there's a PNW bubble. What do you mean 1 degree Celsius isn't cold? Well, you know, I mean, if it feels cold, then it's cold. But there's people that, like, you know, they go out in a t-shirt and shorts and that if you live in flipping Minnesota, you know what I mean, buddy? Anyway, this is the end of my very self-serving discussion on the Pacific Northwest. It is beautiful. Never come here. We got our own problems already. Says someone who moved here. Anyway. We're playing Isaac. How's Isaac going? Like, it's great. The run's quite good. I'm waiting on that last guppy item. I'm waiting on a good opportunity to use Apollyon's void item as well. Nice save. No one even noticed. And I think that's a decent opportunity. Even though 25 cents would be nice, it's certainly non-essential. And we managed to snag another 1 damage upgrade as a result. Full health is unnecessary. And we have a battery charge left over anyway, so... We must have gotten a rate of fire increase there, too. And honestly, with our shot speed, our range is not as bad as I would have expected. So, in the run it's not popping off. It's already popped off. Boss rush is something I would like to go to and teleport out of, but we'll have to play that on a case-by-case basis. What I really want to see is a deal with the devil here. Because we are, you know, 1 guppy item away from basically kicking the Christ out of this game and never having to worry about anything again. You're a little annoying. Dude, Demon Baby with the clutch assist there. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. We got plenty of time. We're not hurting for time. Kind of a surprise. We've made it. We definitely want to suck that up. It's sort of a tough call here. I don't think I want to pay for it. I think we're a little light on HP to want to pay for that. We got another damage upgrade for sucking up a range upgrade, so I'm very content with that as well. And we'll move on to our boss rush floor, as it's become colloquially known to me and me alone. IV bag. IV bag is like, it only shows up on void runs to mess with us. If we had red hearts, I'd probably take it because I'm like my own worst enemy. But it's the wrong call to suck this up right now. It's a great call for a black rune, though. And what we need on this run at this point is... I know I just re-rolled one of these by sucking it up, but like a range upgrade that came attached to something else would be pretty swell. And then, like, a defensive item, it doesn't even have to be the relic or anything, you know, that amazing. If it could just be the ability to fly. Like, this room exemplifies why I think the ability to fly is important. These guys are jerks. That's one way to do it, I guess. These guys are jerks, and it's taken forever for us to kill them. And it's extremely annoying to do so. Is a vampire? It's extremely annoying for us to do so because we got to get right up in their grills, you know? So we're going to take 2 of diamonds. We're going to take Battery Baby. We're going to take the Spirit Heart. And we're going to donate as much money as possible and not really worry too much about the consequences in any direction here. A luck upgrade is nice, but mostly this is just about ensuring a proper environment for us to have future runs in. We don't need the money for anything anyway. Alright. So we got 3 cents remaining. Basically 0 for now. Luck stat of 1 now gives us, I don't know how much more chance of getting consumables, but I kind of feel like, and this is anecdotal, don't take this as evidence, but I kind of feel like the luck stat is almost like a scale. Like it's a, what's the word? It's like it's a scaling factor. It's something you multiply by something else in order to get the results. So, you know what? That saved me some time. I can spend 2 bombs and definitely get more than we bargained for back here. The thing is, like, 0 luck seems to give you poor consumables. 1 luck, I think, starts to give you better results. And I'm just wondering, like, is 3 luck actually 3 times as good as 1 luck, or is there a different factor involved there? I don't know the answer to that question. Because we're a little tight on time, I'm going to go slightly faster here. Chemical Peel is fine, but I'm going to suck it up. We got luck and damage out of it. Honestly, I've gotten such good, like, lowercase L luck on this run to differentiate it from the actual stat that I almost feel bad. It's like all of our void plays have turned into damage to the best of my knowledge so far, except for the ones where we sucked up an active item. That is unusual, and considering how many of the stats are nearly maxed out or otherwise useless to begin with, like speed, for example, we have no need for anymore, we really, like, struck gold, and should acknowledge that, you know, variance is on our side right now. It doesn't always happen. It is sensible to me to do boss rush, because every couple of waves will generate another shears charge. So if there's items worth doing it for, we should do it, I think. Might sound like a little bit like a truism, but the other thing is, you know, we're still waiting on that mythical, like, octo lottery, and I'm not talking about, oh, what? Nadia Suleiman? Dude, why do I have a spot in my brain that remembers Octomom's birth name? Like, that's just too far. I don't even have to check. I know her name is Nadia Suleiman. I'm gonna go check it, but... Okay, so we got that. Do we want to suck up all this? I mean, Ipecacu's pretty good. First off, Octomom. Natalie Suleiman! So close. I almost had it. Anyway. We can get 4 stats upgrades, or we can get piercing shots, or we can get Ipecac. Like, it's all good. I say we, you know, kill them all, let God sort them out. There we go. So we mostly got a little damage out of that. By the way, was this the right decision? No, 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 no. Highly wrong. Highly wrong. Ipecac or Sagittarius were great choices. Also, now every time I press the spacebar, I'm going to immediately blow myself up. Oh no, I'm going to blow myself up if there's an existing bomb. As long as I keep moving, I might be fine. Dude, Shears, what are you doing? Like, you have the easiest job on planet Earth right now. Chew everything. And I need to stop taking damage, because I don't have a ton of HP. I don't have a ton of HP. I don't know why I said it like that. Look, we got mad shears. As if we were on a podcast called How Did This Get Made on the Earwolf Network. All we gotta do is let them do the dirty work for us. Keep the Chuata! I think it's because I was like standing on top of it or not moving while I placed it. No, okay. So, for whatever reason, sometimes I explode and sometimes I don't. I wonder if it's related to, like, I was gonna say, like, Mr. Boom giving us a troll bomb, but I'm pretty sure that sounds more like a freaking Pictionary card than anything else. I'm just gonna live, is my goal, so... I'm not gonna use Void anymore. I'm just gonna live, is my intention. Oh, we can use it there. That time it didn't explode. I feel like I'm missing something obvious for the explosions, but I'm not sure if I'm missing something obvious that's within my control. Okay, I'm gonna need you to eat one of these bosses. I don't really care what it is. We got a sweet little, like, Pikmin thing going on here. Spirit hearts, please. Nice. No spirit hearts, but nice nonetheless. Come this way. I told it to come this way. I know, phrasing, but that's amateur hour. Let's be honest. The Aerosmith parody, that's the true height of comedy. It's the final chapter in the comedy textbook. Written by yours truly. That's not me. It's actually an old vaudevillian performer. His name's Yours Truly. His first sketch, eponymously named. Not named after eponymous. I mean, it was called Yours Truly. It's a very confusing situation. That's why the chapter is 400 pages long. I can fly now. I could have flown this whole time, now that I think about it. Yeah, I mean... So, I didn't really want to suck it up, but you know at the same time that I'm my own worst enemy, as stated. So, I pretty much had to. So now we really are on a tight leash here. We got great damage. There's no complaints in that department. Worst enemies for us right now? The vaginal silkworms. Always, always, always vaginal silkworms. Unless they're dying in one hit. Which, you know, honestly, we should have just taken Ipecac. Our decision to void all those items is coming back to haunt us in a big way. The other thing we could get is just an item like Book of Rev... This is really bad. Oh, what have I done? An item like Book of Revelations. Just gets sucked up. My favorite Canadian punk band. And, yes, that was a reference to effed up in the chemistry of common life. But if it gets sucked up by Void, then we get Spirit Hearts on the regular. Like, I'm not ready to die here. I'm also not ready to make nice. Nothing. So, big outs for us here. Obviously, if I could get, like, a random heart payout, like here, that'd be sick. But a second secret room is probably a more likely avenue for us to find, you know, the gold rush here. Teleporting enemies are also going to be hell. These guys do teleport. Not the ooze guys, obviously, but... Check it, check it, check. Oh, why did I think that was a special room for some reason? Good look. That was tough. Spirit. Come on, come on. Okay. They gotta go. One at a time, they gotta go. Spirit Hearts, all I ask for. Who would have thought Boss Rush would have ended up being this much of a screw you? Admittedly, I took a lot of damage on it, but wait till it comes back. Then you take it. Paralysis, it's a good pill. I walked right into it. Oh, he's back. It's such a tough room because you gotta, like, take out the first guy before he does anything. So now we owe a great debt of gratitude to, these guys spawn silkworms, so be careful. We owe a great debt of gratitude to Guppy's collar. And if you agree with that, fudge you, buddy. We paid for Guppy's collar. The fact that it's actually done something for us, it's pretty much cost of doing business. Thank you so much for providing us with a little bit of survival skills, and this is where the money gets made. Because you know, we're getting a freaking red heart right here. That's not a red heart, that's a lucky foot. Alright, well, disregard. But I'm still jazzed, okay? You can't stop me from being jazzed. I need to institute, like, a standing rule. The rule's very simple. Oh, this sucks. So why do that? Because now I can fly, and I can avoid the spikes. It's the smartest play I've made in my adult life. Sorry, buddy. Can't do anything here. And we needed the HP anyway, so... Okay, so... I think, if anything, I've redeemed myself. I made the sacrifice of thinking pressing the spacebar was going to kill me and it not actually killing me. Maybe all the times that I've pressed the spacebar and blown up instantly, I have been pressing the spacebar twice in rapid succession. That doesn't seem to make sense. There's our Spirit Hearts. Dude. I'm back in the saddle again. Sorry, Ruka, I didn't mean to wake you up, but I mean, again, this is my office, so... Nobody got respect for the professional YouTuber. If I was a freaking doctor, would you be telling me to be quiet, Ruka? I don't think so, buddy. So the loss of the Spirit Heart there hurts me deeply. At the same time, it is very nice to be able to lose a Spirit Heart and still be alive. Not that that's what I signed up for here. But I think... although we're lucky to be alive, Gotta give it up for our boys in blue for doing it. That's right, Guppy. I don't know why Guppy's in blue, but... didn't blow me up instantly. Spirit Hearts. That's not Spirit Hearts. Also, those aren't pillows. Do we go for the stat upgrade? I think we just take the bombs. We're probably going to want to bomb our way through several rooms. And the stats cannot be HP, so... there we go. He's done it. We don't need that. Unnecessary. Battery baby's hooking us up. Alright. We got a chance. Certainly no, well, unless the deal with the devil is incredible, no real bet on a hush fight here. It's a very awkward way to phrase the sentence. I don't think I would like to do a hush fight here, but so shall it be written, so shall it be freaking done, buddy. So shall it be freaking done, buddy. Thanks for the luck upgrades. Honestly, the run has been very, very kind to us. I've clearly made some misplays. Been pretty lucky that none of them have been catastrophic. Except for that time we died and had to be brought back from the dead, but it's par for the course. Today's media environment. Ooh. Mom's heart shouldn't be that hard. As long as we don't explode instantly upon pressing the spacebar, I feel good. This could be excellent. Bombs are key. Irrelevant. Full health. Luck down. Not that bad. Infested and a speed upgrade. So it's actually, like, pretty terrible. I'm going to hold Bad Trip on the off chance that it becomes usable. If we get a little bit more HP. Probably should have known at this point. Yeah, bombs are key I'll use. I mean, having 23 poison bombs, it's worth something. Gotta look. The world. Probably more likely to be useful than Bad Trip. We're gonna use this immediately on the next floor anyway. Yeah, dude, give me spun. There's gotta be 3. There's only 2? There's only 2. Bad Trip. Okay, I'm ready for my boss fight, Mr. DeVille. This, and rarely will I say this at this stage of the game, but this would be a great opportunity for us to pick up an HP upgrade. He has not done it. That's alright, that's alright. We got a battery charge, you know what that means. It means we pop that and don't explode instantly, so that's nice. Now we got shears. We somehow didn't get hit for a laser beam, or by a laser beam pointed directly at our faces. There we go. Just took a second for shears to figure out whose side it was on. Lucky dodge. Battery charge. We're off to the races. Again, I don't understand that analogy. I don't have many other casino stories. One time in college, my friends and I thought we were smarter than the average person, so we learned how to count cards. We went to the local casino and played blackjack, but actually we just imbibed one too many adult beverages and like completely lost. Like it's a mentally somewhat taxing thing to try to keep it all, it's not, like, the concept of counting cards is not actually that you'd like, oh, I know what Jack of Clubs is coming up next. You just, you know, understand the relative likelihood of something showing up relative to what it used to be. So you're like, you know, we've had a lot of 4s in the deck, so, you know, it's more likely we get a card that's higher than a 4 right now. Anyway, long story short, nobody lost, like, more than $20, but at the end of it, we were like, that was kind of like a waste of our time. Still fun, though. I actually have a surprising amount of, like, feel-good casino stories. I feel like that's not that common, as you might expect. When I lived in Korea, they opened up a casino in the city that I lived in, but it's illegal for Koreans to gamble. Not at that casino, just in general. Like, I guess gambling in a casino context is not legal for Koreans, so they were having trouble getting people in the door, and it had just opened, so they were like, okay, foreigners, was basically us. It's not a pejorative. You know, you can eat and drink for free at the casino. Obviously, you gotta pay to play the games. You gotta offer up your own money as a stake, but you get free meals and free drinks. It's pretty uncommon. Had a lot of nice meals at that casino until they plugged that loophole because they were probably like, we're losing a ton of money for no reason. Like, these guys are not coming here and betting $1,000 on a hand of blackjack. They're betting, like, you know, $5 over the course of 2 hours and then having 4 drinks. It's not fair to us. Anyway. One time I went with my friends to a casino, and when I walked in, they were like, hey, you know, if you sign up for, like, a rewards program, we give you a free $10. So I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll sign up for the rewards program. Never intend to come back here. That's a free $10 in my pocket. Who knows? Maybe I'll turn it into 10 billion. Probably not, but by the time I had finished signing up, one of my friends came back and was like, I've lost $60 at the roulette table and don't want to be here anymore. So we left. I just walked in, got a coupon, and then walked out. Wasn't necessarily my favorite casino experience. So that one just blew up instantly. One of these days I'll figure out what's going on with that. Oh, I thought we could make it across to the safety zone. In hindsight, definitely should never have done that. That's about it. I don't have any, like, bad stories. I still like, I don't get gambling. If you like it, do it responsibly, but, like, if you're like, I'm an adult, I should learn how to play Baccarat, I think you're better off without it. The casino can sometimes be a very sad place, even in the supposed glitz and glamour of the Strip. I'm gonna take Libra. How does this go? Pretty badly for now, but I got faith. And then we got Cricket's Head. Ooh, it's a pretty big upgrade. But I think overall we got a pretty big statistical downgrade as a result of my idiocy, so. Do I want HP or do I want Shoop to Whoop? I think I want HP, so I messed it up. Especially in Vegas, man. Like, these people are on vacation. I'm not gonna tell them how to live their lives. When you go downstairs to get a coffee at like 9:30 a.m. and somebody's down there like on their 12th beer going like, woo! I'm like, you're like 55 years old. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to do it. Like, if that's your platonic ideal for vacation, you worked your ass off for this vacation, don't let me stop you, but it is kind of a frightening mirror to be looking into of like, I don't know if I want to be there much longer. That's why I only go there for like high-class esports events that I've been invited to be a part of, like Amazon's Champions of Fire. So I can kick butt in Crossy Road, choke in the quarterfinals. PhD. Could be good. Luck up. Fine. Actually fine. So we want the virus. For many reasons. Which means we probably should not have blown that dude straight up. Okay, that was probably the actual worst phrasing you could have used for that. Okay. We can't really afford to ever use our active item ever again. So that's terrifying. There we go. We have so many, like, decent bombs. To just be able to get them in there is worth something. Thanks for all the lifesteal, by the way. I really appreciate it. I'm sure next time I get hit, I'll be rezzed because I have so much overhealing. Like, meet the cop who can't be stopped. Battery charge, huh? That's tempting. Oh, look, I can end my own life in Isaac for free. What a deal, honey. Where are we going here? We're gonna try small rooms. It's not fair to suggest small rooms are always gonna be easier than big rooms, but the most annoying archetypes are big rooms. Okay, so we don't need to go there. Now we've been rezzed twice, and I'll say thank you, Mr. Skeletal. Because being rezzed once is like, I paid for that functionality. Being rezzed twice is like, you know what? My bad, but thank you for your generosity nonetheless. You didn't have to do that. This is a big room. I'm expecting HP. He's done it. Telepills. That's not HP. This room should not be that bad. I kind of found myself stuck in a corner there and I didn't know what to do, so I telepills. It's almost like Fear Shot, not to blame, you know, something else for my problems here, but Fear Shot left me in a weird spot there. They weren't following me the way you would expect, so I wasn't able to create like a safe area to be. Ooh. But we telepilled ourselves out. We spent a resource, and we got a reward. Kill this guy first. We get our spirit heart out of it. Thank you. This could be a big room. I don't expect to get anything. Like any reward necessarily. But it could be adjacent to the boss room. Call me crazy, but I think we got a chance to beat the boss. Blue Baby is not one of the hardest rooms to face down here, in my opinion. Double adversary. Double cage. Sometimes double gate. Those ones are not nasty. I was gonna say nutty. That's not what I meant to say. It was rather nutty, you know. Austin Powers 2. That's probably 2. Wait, he eats the poop in 2. He eats the poo-poo in 2. That's true. Classic comedy bit. Remember when Austin Powers drinks human shit? That's a... Oh my god, he just... That's why I love that movie so much. So here's what you do. You do it like that. You got a good boy on your side in the form of the shears. Zero chance. Absolutely zero chance. We go and do Delirium. We've been redeemed in many ways. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Come on out to the PNW sometime. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I thought I had more to say. I don't.